Hey guys, welcome to Work on the 21st with Stephen Matusiak. Today I want to talk to you about some of the jobs that I think, based off of my research, that'll be impacted when artificial intelligence becomes more mainstream and it starts wreaking significant impact on the job market. So one of the big misconceptions that I hear a lot of the times is that AI is going to displace a lot of workers, but it's going to be all the low-paying work. Um, the data entry type analysts and the people that do a lot of repetitive stuff. And I think that's not true. A lot of the advances that we're seeing right now, especially from Google, is they're working on healthcare because there's going to be the most significant impact on people's well-being will be from artificial intelligence in healthcare. And a lot of what they're working on specifically is doctors, experts that basically look at scans and pictures and images all day to detect things like cancer or disease and illness that manifests in different parts of your body. Um, a lot of radiologists, a lot of ophthalmologists, and things like that. They're paid significant amounts of money, and it's because they've spent a lot of time in school to be able to do what they're doing, which is look at a CAT scan and be able to identify whether or not that mass there looks like cancer, and if we should begin treatment and start biopsying and looking further into a problem. Um, One example of this that I saw recently was Google hired a team of ophthalmologists to train an artificial intelligence to be able to look at the picture of an eyeball of somebody with diabetes. So diabetes is becoming a huge epidemic. It already is an epidemic in North America, but as more and more people adopt a North American diet, other countries are seeing significant increases in diabetics as well. And one of the sad things with diabetes, on top of all the other problems that you might have if you're a diabetic, one of the big risks is that you can actually go blind. Not a lot of people know that. You get this thing called diabetic retinopathy. And the sad part is that it's preventable. So if you have diabetes right now, it's important that you go and you see the eye doctor regularly so that they can take a picture of your eye so they can tell whether or not you have the early signs of this problem, and they can actually prevent blindness. Really important. What's sad is that there's parts of the world where we're seeing an increased number of diabetics, but we're not seeing a relative increase in the amount of doctors that can help these people. And so in India, you get huge lineups of people that are trying to get in to see the eye doctor because they have diabetes. They want to check to see whether or not they're going blind, and there's not enough doctors to go around. So Google brought in, I think it was 1,500 ophthalmologists to come in to train their artificial intelligence to look at a picture of an eye and detect diabetic retinopathy, and to say whether or not this person needs to start treatment or what have you. And it took some time, and there were some variations and issues with the training, but at the end of the day, Google was able to train their AI to have a higher level of accuracy in detecting diabetic retinopathy. I'm going to get this right on eventually. In those scans of people's eyes. And that's huge because ophthalmologists and whatever specific subset of ophthalmologists that might go in and do that specific task, which is look for those signs, those are highly skilled, highly educated roles that we're going to see impacted in the very near future by artificial intelligence. Again, the technology exists today. It's just a matter of getting comfortable with it, testing it, proving it, and then making it a mainstream tool that people can use. The other one that I hear people talking about all the time, and I don't have a specific example for, is the idea of lawyers and judges and offsetting a lot of their decision making and a lot of their research and everything else with artificial intelligence. And this isn't me, pulling things out of the air and just saying, well, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have lawyers? But lawyers, their jobs are to understand the law, read through previous case files, find some precedent, and then be able to defend their client. And at the end of the day, the law is just some strict rules, strict boundaries on what you can and can't do. And an artificial intelligence thrives when there are strict boundaries, when there is training to say this is allowed and this isn't allowed. And so by training an AI with all of the past cases and the outcomes of all of those cases and going through all of that training data, you can absolutely bet that in the near future, we're going to see an artificial intelligence in the very least guiding a professional lawyer in their decision-making process. But for when you go out and you hire a law firm, you're not just getting the one lawyer, you're getting a lawyer with an army of people that are all doing a lot of work in the hopes that eventually they rise through the ranks and become a partner. And the issue is that those armies, those supporting people, are going to get offset by computers. So the partners now that are the ones going into courtrooms and talking to clients and everything else, they'll probably be fine. But there's going to be less and less opportunity for the junior people to move up the ranks. So I just wanted to make sure that I addressed that one really common misconception, that it's going to be low-paying jobs that get displaced the most by computers and artificial intelligence, because I think that what we're really going to see, the stark impact, isn't going to be, companies aren't going to be clamoring to lay off the people that they're paying $15 an hour. What would be huge is if you could lay off a person that is getting paid $500,000 an hour. If you can replace it with a computer that costs you, $20 a day in power to run. So that's it for today. I hope I didn't upset too many doctors or lawyers or anybody else. But if you are upset and you have questions about where I'm getting my ideas from or my facts from, leave some comments below and I'll try to answer them. But yeah, good luck for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.